Hello and welcome to the Game 4 recap. We are not as joyous as we were when we did Game 2. We were unfortunately able to do Game 3 because we were not around. But usually I say, TJ, hold the negatives for later. DJ, hold the negatives for now. Just go into it because this is that was a shit show. I mean, obviously it was tied going to overtime and they had a chance to win, but there are obviously some big negatives here that cost that loss. I'll let
when
you
you
rip.
when you out of 20 minutes in the third period, when 12 minutes you can't even penetrate the offensive zone, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It's embarrassing. Okay, the top lines are doing absolutely nothing other than Trocheck. Once again, Lafreniere, the guy that half the fucking Ranger fans on Twitter wanted gone last year, right? The ones that they wanted to trade Lafreniere halfway through the year, for Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
Those fans. Those are the fans that fucking wanted him gone, are the same fans defending Mika Zibanejad night after night. Who needs to sit at this point? He's a net negative. He does absolutely nothing for the team other than fucking hurt us. That pass to Wheeler behind him, which essentially now makes Wheeler take the fucking penalty because he essentially sprung the Panthers on a fucking breakaway.
Yep.
Like, he does zero. The closest he's come in this entire series is ringing a crossbar, which is not a shot on goal.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sick of people defending Mika Zibanejad. I'm sick of people saying, well, you got to keep him in there because, he's the best we have right now. He's not. That guy is underperforming big time. Put anybody else out there. Blake Wheeler looked decent tonight, right?
Yeah.
Kreider actually woke up a little bit and he was noticeable out there, banging bodies a little bit more, getting in front of the net, trying to get redirections. The only problem is when fucking Mika Zibanejad can't even get the puck to the net, you're not going to get a deflection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a major hole in our lineup, in our top six, and he's killing us. Not to mention Panarin is lost. Panarin is just out there figure skating.
Well, he had 2 assists tonight, so at least he had that.
But, dude, I understand that.
So
and I don't want to bury him because, yes, he finally gets on the stat sheet, but it's like you watch him with the puck and it's not the same guy.
No.
Like, I understand he sets up that goal, right, with Trocheck and what do you get? He gets it to Fox and Fox over to Trocheck or Fox to Lafreniere.
Yeah.
He got to Fox to Lafreniere, rather. Right? Like, I understand that, but again, that's a touch assist. It's not holy shit, he sets this up, right?
Yeah.
He's not playing like the player we need him to play like. He's just not. He's lost out there. And unfortunately, and we shit on Kreider a lot for not showing up and stuff like that, but Kreider's game is pick up the junk in front of the net. You have to be able to get the puck to the front of the net. He's going to plan himself and take a beating in front of the goalie, in front of Bobrovsky, and you literally just you can't set him up at all because Mika Zibanejad does not know how to get the puck to the net. He doesn't know how to get the puck into the zone. I don't understand. The Rangers look like absolute trash.
Yeah, I think for some reason that going into that third period, they just have been, the power penalty kill has not really been there as far as the power. And the thing is too, like they're not getting like the power plays, like that was huge in the first two series. And I think that power play scoring isn't really there. They had one today. They almost had a second one with Mika hitting off the post. And then I think another time you had Lafreniere who just powered straight through the center of the ice and just shot 2 dots and went off the post as well. I mean, they had their opportunities. You connect on at least one of those different games at this point.
But the problem is they're few and far between. They're generating no offense.
The ice is just tilted one way at this point when it comes to the Rangers. That first period, they were dominant. And then they went back, right, like to play in that third period. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever it was. I don't know why this keeps happening, but in the third period, they just get completely outmanned and outgunned throughout that entire third period. The same thing happened in Game 3. Granted, they won with the overtime goal with Wenberg. But obviously tonight they're not as lucky, especially with Mika making that terrible pass and then forcing Wheeler to take a penalty there. And then obviously the power play goal, Reinhart, who I'm about to punch him in the fucking face because I'm just sick of him because he has that backhand, elbow to the back of the head of Trouba, and the whistle's already done. And then you have Jean McDonough saying, how the whistle was blown here and Chuba put a stick to Reinhardt's back, and then he throws an elbow. It's like, who cares? You can't throw an elbow like that after the whistle's blown. Like, either way, it's frustrating. I think between having listened to these announcers from ESPN, the excitement level that they have for Rangers goals compared to Florida goals, just absolutely biased. And it's a national broadcast, and I'm not one to complain about the announcers, but it just feels like if you're a national broadcast, you need to be a little unbiased, and
they don't care. They don't give a fuck.
It's frustrating to watch, and I think they said they were recounting the last 2 overtime games. They said Barclay Goodrow's shot was a lucky shot to win the game.
Dude, they said we stole game 3. We fucking stole game 3. Like, that's what we did.
Rangers were up 4-2. If the Rangers lose that game, they were talking about how the Rangers collapsed in the third period and didn't hold on to it. Like, that would have been the narrative. And now all of a sudden the Rangers stole one in game 3. But they're up 4-2. They should have won that game anyway. They should have even gotten to the point.
Absolutely.
In the third period.
Listen, the bias is it's not even questionable anymore. Listening to that goal call on that Lafreniere tip-in, it literally sounded like Sean McDonough found out that, like, oh, hey, your firstborn was this fucking killed in a car accident.
Yeah,
it didn't sound like a fucking playoff goal.
No.
And every shot the Panthers take wildly from the point, and it's thrown at the net. Oh, Igor has to come up big. It's like he'd missed the net by 6 fucking feet. You moron. You absolute retard. At this point, he should just fucking take his fucking Florida Panther dildo and just the entire fucking game, because that's what he does. He's a dick riding loser. And Ray Ferraro is just a fucking clown in between the boxes. The fact that guy stands there in a suit and actually thinks he provides any type of color commentary is a joke. He's just there to be like, oh, the Panthers did this and the Panthers did that. And, oh, Trouba should get a game for that. It's like, fuck off, dude. You're the national broadcast and we have to endure you. We have to suffer through you. I know people going through cancer that have a better time than fucking people, Ranger fans, listening to this shit broadcast on ESPN right now.
I mean, that's a stretch. But
I'm just saying, at least they get good fucking drugs. Dude, it's not as much. This is fucking torture, dude. If we were in Gitmo, we'd all be getting brought up on charges. Okay, if you did this to fucking prisoners of war.
Here's the thing too. Like, when I think it was in the first period, the Rangers were up 1-0, and they went back to the Trouba elbow to Rodriguez, which we've already seen the other angle of it now, where it's like not as bad as it was before, but it's just like they're like, oh yeah, you're Trouba through the back. But wait, the thing is, why didn't they go back to the fact that when the Rangers scored the game-winning goal in overtime in Game 3, Matthew Tkachuk goes up and throws a stick, hits Rempe with a stick, and
dude, because they don't give a shit,
and like nobody talks about that.
They're literally trying to paint the Rangers as the bad guys. Like, that's what they're trying to do, because they're very biased against the Rangers. None of them want the Rangers to get there. We've discussed this multiple times. The Rangers will be profitable for the NHL whether they never win a cup again or win the next 30 cups in a row. They're going to generate the same amount of billions of dollars. The Florida Panthers, not so much. No. If the Florida Panthers aren't relevant, you have a fucking stadium full of 2,000 people.
Yeah, and even right now, the Rangers fans are invading that stadium already. So it's like, I get it. Listen, I understand, but I just feel like it's just to have it be to have to suffer through. Yeah, announcers.
No,
I'm not one to complain about the refs. Like, I get it. Whatever, refs make a call. It sucks. Whatever it is.
Dude, if Trouba does that to Reinhardt at the end of the buzzer, Trouba definitely gets a penalty.
No,
but because Reinhardt throws the punch, it's just like, oh, and even fucking jerk off McDonough. Oh, they just separate them. Trouba initiates it, and Reinhardt pushes him away, and
that's what it was.
And nobody's going for it. It's like, you fucking serious? That's the way you saw that go down?
Yeah,
because they came together at the same time, and the only person throwing a punch was Reinhardt.
Yeah, and that was the thing he said. He was like, "Here's the hit." He goes, "It's like I think Trouba kind of hits him in the back with the stick." And they're like, he's like,
they barely run into each other. They literally barely run into each other at the end of the game, and he fucking throws a full-fledged punch. Florida generates zero offense. They just forecheck and keep the ozone. Yeah, exactly. They're outbodying the Rangers. The Rangers are playing like fucking little soy boys. That's what they're doing. They're sitting there allowing themselves to be manhandled.
Yeah, and then I mean the Rangers are the President's Cup trophy winner, but they're lucky to be here, being the last two teams in the Eastern Conference.
That's the biggest joke in the world. Like, oh, the Rangers are lucky. Igor Shesterkin keeps him in the game. Like, he's a player on the team, is he not? So he does a great fucking job, and they're lucky that they have him. No shit. Normally, that's what you don't think the fucking Oilers are lucky that they have fucking Connor McDavid. Like, it's the most retarded, asinine shit to say. Oh, they're lucky Igor's keeping him in this game. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that means he's doing a great job at his job.
Yes.
Like, what? So what are you trying to say? That Aaron Judge hit a home run today, grand slam, and won them the game. Oh, the Yankees are lucky they have Aaron Judge on the team.
I don't know. Like, is there any listen, the ice is tilted against the Rangers. The Panthers are just constantly in the offensive zone. And they only scored 2 goals in the first.
They just throw shit at the net, dude. They're an opportunistic team that anytime they can throw something at the net, that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to inflict pain on the Rangers, and that's it.
My point is, what about the Rangers' defense? The fact the Rangers are dealing with this, and they're weathering the storm. They're constantly weathering the storm, and then they tie the game up middle of the third period. Yeah. Like, it's give a little bit of credit to the Rangers for having to be able to actually sit there and weather their storm. Score a goal and tie it up and bring it to overtime again.
The way McDonough describes the Rangers, you would think the Rangers were down 6-1, right? And PK Subban, the Rangers should be losing this game 6-2 right now, 7-2. Dude, shut the fuck up. You were a shit player. Like, there's no reason for you to have to sit across from Mark Messier. You're not the guy. Like anybody else would do. You're not the fucking guy. You don't have the right to say anything to anybody. It's like fucking Paul Bissonnette. Dude, you have no goals in the playoffs. You have 7 career goals in your life. You have no right to give any type of commentary towards what's going on right now, because every single person on the ice currently is 10 times the player you ever were at your peak. Yeah. So shut the fuck up. Like, I don't need to hear color commentary from people that don't know what it's like to actually fucking provide that boost to a team. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's PK Subban. Oh, they shouldn't even be in this game. It's like, dude, you shouldn't be in that fucking studio. You shouldn't be allowed to fucking like go into a bathroom after Mark Messier just destroyed it. That's how low level you are.
And the thing is too, like, Kakko had that nice play at the end where he gets tripped up. No penalty. I mean, I think Kakko's actually been playing pretty well. A lot of people wanted Kakko gone too. I mean, he's a little soft. I think a lot of times he get pushed around the ice, but I mean, he does. He can move the puck. I mean, he also was part of not playing in Game 3. He lifts the stick up, kind of got it away from the Panthers to keep the Rangers in the zone during that overtime goal. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks to lose that game, but we knew we weren't going to be easy when it comes against the Panthers. But it is a shitty game to lose, especially when Igor was standing on his head again all over. And the 2 shitty fucking goals. Those are 2 shitty goals that
absolutely. They scored. The most annoying part, they're just waiting the Panthers to win so they can all tell us how great 5-on-5 and leaning on them. They didn't score 5-on-5 goal. No, dude, I agree. Number one, I send the link to AK right now, because let's get this guy in here, because he's on the same. He wants to rant with us. I feel like if he's free, dude, if you're free, jump right in, brother, because we're here just. It's almost like what do you call that? Going to see a shrink and just vent and get everything off your chest. Like, let's clear the air. Let's get the bad juju out, right? Get the mojo right before the next game, going into Game 5. If you told any Ranger fan that coming out of Florida, you'd be 2-2 going back to the Garden, you take it every day of the week. That's just the fact that matters.
And then we lose Game 1. You lose Game 1. You come back with the 2 overtime games. Listen, I'm not. I had a feeling going into this game was going to be tough to win it anyway.
You can't go 1,000% in overtime games. Like, it's an unrealistic thought. I'm not trying to give us an easy excuse and to justify the shit play, because it was there was just no energy. It was lackluster. But again, and I know we're going to take a beating for this, but I just really feel that Mika Zibanejad at this point, maybe sitting him a game, stirs the pot up a little bit. Right, you got a little boost from Kakko. Kakko looked a lot better.
He did
after he sat a game.
Top line. They moved him to the top line with Kreider and was it Mika still on the top line? They moved him for.
I think they moved. What didn't they move Roslovic down and then moved?
Oh, is that what it was?
But listen, regardless, you got to do something. You can't just let this guy go out there and now hurt the team, because legitimately, Blake Wheeler has to take a penalty because Mika Zibanejad tried to serve up a fucking breakaway to the Florida Panthers with time. Yeah. He had time to make a fucking play on the puck. He was along the boards. He could have just trapped the puck in the neutral zone instead of giving Florida an easy break. Mm-hmm. It's just shitty hockey. It's bad hockey. And it seems like we're nitpicking or we're bitching. Like if you played the game, there's places you put the puck and places you never put the puck. And when a guy is on a fucking forward who's not a defenseman, right? Wheeler is not a defenseman, and he's the guy back. You don't send the puck there.
Not even that. The defense was on a change. Like, how do you not know your defense is on a change? Put the puck deep there. If you really want to get rid of the puck and you're afraid you're not going to keep it on,
fucking ice it. Ice it. It's better.
Yeah.
Let's bring him in right away.
I'm watching the Yankees game right now, and they're pissing me off, too, because they just fucking blew a 3-2 lead. Rizzo era, and then fucking now Glaber. Not Glaber didn't do anything wrong, but basically.
AK joining us from the Millie Goats podcast. Welcome to the vent session, right? The bitch fest, I don't kumbaya cry-a-thon that we're having right now, because you know what? Let's just clear it all out. Let's get the bad juju out. On to the next game. Like I said, if you told me the Rangers were 2-2 tied in the series going into game 5, I'd tell you that's about what I expected. Florida's a great team. They're banging bodies and they're kind of enforcing their will on us, which is irking me a bit. But nevertheless, we're tied up. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it kind of sucks the way the Rangers came out and they had control of this game at the beginning and then just kind of let it all away. They had the momentum after that Lafreniere goal, and then it immediately disappears.
Well, I just spent almost an hour and a half on the treadmill because I said I was going to keep running until they took the lead.
We appreciate the dedication, my man. We do. We were tracking that the whole way.
Within, I think, 15 minutes, they had scored and tied it up, and I was like, well, I'm not getting off now. And so that's why I have this cutoff on. You can see I'm covered in sweat. But I think
I just assumed you were watching Cops.
Right. Yes, I was. Yeah. But
that's right. TJ wears a cutoff most days during the podcast. So
absolutely.
It is so infuriating to me that they are they are waiting and waiting and waiting for them to, because probably all of them picked Florida, and the Rangers were obviously the least favored betting team going into the conference finals. They're all just waiting to pounce on the. See, we told you so, and it's like I'm sitting here watching this game, and I'm like, all Florida is doing is keeping the zone and just sending it around the boards, sending it around the boards, sending it around the boards, keep the zone. And they make some heavy hits, but the opportunities, I mean, the Rangers hit 2 or 3 posts this game? Zibanejad hit one, Lafreniere hit one.
Yep.
And you're sitting here, it's like, I mean, Florida doesn't score any 5-on-5 goals, and that's what everybody keeps talking about, how great they are 5-on-5. You know, they're imposing their will, and you know, the Rangers are just okay, forecheck all you want, we'll dump it out. They make one mistake, and then that leads to the overtime. You know, everybody's Blake Wheeler.
Gaudreau's mistake killed us. Gaudreau's mistake killed us. Yeah. It's an unforced error, but he gets a pass because he's been playing fucking better than our top 6 guys. So he gets a million passes right now.
Right. And this whole, they want it to be Igor Shesterkin. And I mean, like you were saying, what do you want him to do? I mean, you can tell me whatever you want to about Bobrovsky. Shesterkin's better.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he's just better. I mean, I sit here and I watch and I'm waiting for the Panthers to show me something other than they're really good at forechecking. They're not. I don't see it. They, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why the Rangers have won the President's Trophy. They go on the road, we're 2-2 now. And here we are having to fight off the media because they want so badly to, it's like watching the fucking Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like they want the Chiefs so badly to be right so they all can be right. And it's so annoying.
100%. And now at this point, it's like the Rangers are the bad guys. Tonight we were arguing with 2 separate fucking just absolute retard fans who are like coming at us out of nowhere. One dude admitted like, this ain't even my real account. It's my burner account. It's like, so you're that big of a bitch that you come at us with a fucking burner account. That's how big of a keyboard tough guy you are. Like, what a fucking loser. And then some asshole Seattle Kraken fan is starting with us right out the gate. It's like,
what?
Okay. What the fuck are you watching the East Coast for and starting with Ranger fans for? Like, in what world it shouldn't be worry about the fucking West Coast nonsense. Like, why are you concentrating on Rangers Florida right now and getting on Ranger fans as if we're the fucking bad guys of the league? As if we're the Broad Street Bullies, we're the Flyers, just beating the shit out of team after team and putting your best players in the hospital night after night. Like, I don't understand where the Rangers got the bad guy rap from, but it's in part due to ESPN just shitting on them whenever they can.
Just ESPN shows the Rangers like toughness and dirtiness when like it's really in retaliation to what the Panthers are doing. Like, I don't know if you saw the Lumberg hit. They kept showing when VC went out there, like VC went on this hit, and it was a Lumberg hit, but it actually was later on. If you watch it, further into that same shift, he throws a direct elbow at VC's fucking ear.
Yeah.
And that's why he's out, not because of a hit in the vice, which wouldn't have been a clean hit anyway, because the puck was nowhere near VC whatsoever, and he just fucking destroys him. And then, secondly, as soon as that play is over, he comes over and elbows him back in the head. But you don't hear about how Lundberg's a scumbag. You hear about how Trouba's a scumbag because he's the captain of the New York Rangers. So if he's a scumbag, the entire team's a bunch of scumbags.
Dude, they're harping on Rempe, and Rempe has been a Boy Scout so far, to the point that it's pissing me off. Like, You know what? If we're gonna take stupid penalties, at least let Rempe go out there and earn one. Like, get the ice tilted back in your favor. Get Florida getting a little more dirty and try to generate some kind of penalty call, your way. Let Rempe go out there and absolutely just ragdoll somebody at this point, because
what about that?
It's okay for Bennett to throw punches again.
Was that holding call when you were in the softest holding call you ever seen?
Oh dude, ridiculous.
Behind the net there?
Yeah, it's bullshit. They're playing hockey, and they call the penalty.
They scored 3 power play goals. They scored 3 power play goals.
Yeah.
They won the game because they were on the power play. And they were freaking, like I said, Harry Potter flippity-doo-dah playing spike ball out there with the ball popping off 6 different people, and then he slots it at. It was a good play by Verhaeghe, but it's like that's the kind of shit, they score those absolute nonsense garbage goals, and then everybody's like, look how well they're playing. I'm like, are you kidding me? The puck had to squeak off of 3 people and go in between the post and Shesterkin's skate. Like, you got to be shitting me, dude. Like,
actually, I think it was
they get those goals and they're like, look how well they're playing. I'm like, just because they stay in the zone and forecheck, that's what they get? Yeah. You're out of your mind.
And the thing is, too, I think technically it's really like, it basically is 3 power play goals, but I think there was the one when they
just expired.
It was like a second left when he shot it on, then like it expired, and then they pushed it in. Really wasn't what basically it was, but they're gonna say it's 2 out of the 3. But still, basically they got that advantage because of the power play, and it's all based on bullshit penalties too, which is just ridiculous. But
and here's a spin zone for you. How sad is it that the Florida Panthers, the big bad Panthers, are in a freaking dogfight every night in overtime games 3 consecutive times when our 3 top best players aren't even playing?
Yeah.
How good are they? If we how good are the Panthers 6 if they're losing to Barkley, Goodrow, Trocheck, Wenberg? Come on.
Yeah. And Lafreniere, man, he's been playing great. That's him and Trocheck have been obviously 2 bright stars so far for the Rangers this postseason, and Lafreniere really coming into his own. I just wish, I think Wanso just had this game. No, he didn't.
Well, again, get to the middle of the ice. I was so proud of them on the power play.
Yeah.
They get it to the middle of the ice, right at the top of the circles for Trocheck, hammers it home. Lafreniere absolutely stallions through the neutral zone, puts one guy in an absolute blender, and then rips it off the pipe. And I'm like, that is where you need to get to at all times. Like, there are so many opportunities there. Just get there. Just get there. And Panarin and Zibanejad are just I don't know what they're out there playing NHL hits or something. They're just
what we were saying before was like Panarin had the 2 assists today. Like, at least he got on the stat sheet. Like Zibanejad, like Panarin,
Kreider 0.
Kreider's been 0. Zibanejad's been 0. But like with Panarin, he has to be better because he's a stud and he's got to be better. But at least he hasn't really hurt the team like Zibanejad has. Zibanejad's like flat out just turn the puck over. He looks like he's a step slower than everybody else. So
he's lost, bro. He's absolutely lost.
He's hurt.
Dude,
He's lost.
I'm hysterical right now because on the TSPN Twitter account, the dude that was trying to get at us that we eventually just blocked because we got sick of him redneck racial fucking getting at us. We had to block him because he was going like all over the place. New York City fucking liberals, trans, like, all right, fuck this dude. He literally created a fake anonymous account to try to report our account again.
That's awesome.
Dude, like, people have no lives. It's like, you think that's a win that you spent time to make a new anonymous account to cry about us? Like, no one gives a fuck, dude. We do this for fun. We make minimal money doing this shit for fun. We all have real lives on the side, like making actual money. Fucking, this is what we do for fun, and we're so in your fucking head rent free that you're paying us credence that, oh, let me go create a fake account to cry about these guys. Like, seriously, dude.
Did we get paid a little bit?
Well, we do get that, our promotional pins and aces has worked out for us pretty well.
Yeah, no, I'm saying make it seem like what's that meme from We Are the Millers? And he's like,
oh yeah,
you guys getting paid?
You guys getting paid?
I still gave out the award, the Randy Marsh Nutsack and the Wheelbarrow Award to Igor Shesterkin.
He deserves it, dude.
Listen, Shesterkin to step up here. Come on.
Oh gosh, Ghost Crab energy. That's going to come to fruition. It's just
if we
Ghost Crab,
If the Rangers' legacy over the past 2.5 decades is getting like back-to-back franchise stud goalies and not getting them a cup, that will be the biggest, like, just slap in the face. You had your moments multiple times and you couldn't cash in. Like, what happens when we have a shit team? What happens when we just like go through the motions and we're the bottom 15 in the league, which, I mean, every team goes through it and we've been due for a while. Like, we have the pieces once again to make something happen. And it's just like, it's right there. And it feels like the Rangers don't fucking want it as bad.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking, I had flashes. I was like, Shesterkin's playing this. And I mean, he's playing this well. And I'm like, this is like whenever I'd watch Lundqvist, like he would be completely like bloody, covered in sweat, storming off the ice. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's what Shesterkin just stormed right into the tunnel right after the game. But I really do believe that to be playing this badly and to still be 2-2, it's like, I mean, after we watched them the first two series and now you're watching them now, and I'm like, we have no superstar contribution. I mean, our goalie's still playing at the most elite level in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if we can just get one or two of them going, we'll run it up on Florida.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, we just need one of them to step up. Like,
and the thing is, when you talk about like third period, that ice is tilted one way or the other. The Rangers get the puck into the offensive zone twice, and they have 2 quality chances to score a goal.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows you if the Rangers could just muster in a third period,
like more consistent offensive chances,
zones, they'd win the game. That game's not going overtime. They just can't do it. It's frustrating because I think they have more talent than the Panthers. I'm sorry. I know everyone thinks the Panthers, they're defending East champions. I think the Rangers have more talent when it comes to scoring goals than the Panthers do, 100%.
I just go like, I'm pretty sure Laviolette, it looks like, is like, just let them just go win the battles on the board. They're not, I mean, protect the slot and just let them do what they're just, I mean, that's what they're going to do. They want to chip it in and slide it around the boards and okay, great. I mean, like, it takes one opportunity, that high flip into the neutral zone, and boom, there goes Lafreniere, or boom, there goes Gaudreau or Trocheck, or one of those.
The Rangers are getting caught playing into the Panthers' hands though, because they're just like creating unforced errors for no reason. We're just giving up the puck in the neutral zone. We're giving up the puck in the offensive zone with just shitty passing or just not playing along the boards. Like, the puck comes up to the point, and I think Fox let one out and Panarin let one just like skirt right past them along the boards. It's like, what are we doing?
Well,
this is basic shit.
Zibanejad we had the zone in overtime. I sent that to my mom. I was like, "We had the zone. Just chip it
Yep.
in." Like, that's one of the very few times I'm like, "Just chip it in."
Yep.
Like, you had it. And, of course, he throws this this little weak, slow pass, and there they go.
Behind Wheeler, like, the defense isn't behind you. You have a guy that is making his, like, hockey debut for the first time in what, 3.5 months, 4 months?
Yeah.
And he's the only person back. The one place you don't go with the puck is back right there. You don't have defense back there. You have a guy that's just touching the ice for the first time in months. Don't go back with that puck. Go forward. You're already at the red line. Go forward with it or hold it up against the boards and just give your defense a chance to get back on the ice. And no, you go to the one place that anybody with common sense and hockey IQ knows you don't go.
Yeah.
You gave it to them.
I mean, it's like it's like everybody else was the other 4 players were like, "All right, we're just going to get this thing deep." And then he decided on his own to just slide it across the middle of the ice for some reason. And this Panarin does the same thing. He'll skate big circles. My dad was like, but Panarin looks like Malkin out there. He just skates around and tries to stick handle and then fires a shot into somebody's skates, and then they're off they go.
And you know what? This has been talked about with Panarin and his, just lack of offense through the postseason throughout his career, that once the postseason comes around, once the playoffs start, space becomes limited, and Panarin does not know how to navigate that tight spaces. He doesn't know how to create room. During the regular season, you're going to get the leeway in the room and be allowed to come around on the edge and rush in. You're not getting that in the playoffs. Somebody's always going to be in your face, and he does not know how to navigate that whatsoever.
Well, yeah. I mean, in the regular season, the Panthers, I mean, they were 2-0-1 against the Rangers, but the Panthers, for all accounts, they're big. They've got centers who play two-way very well, and they just eat up space. I mean, they got a bunch of big physical dudes that take up a lot of reach with their sticks. And so the whole, and it's no surprise why they didn't do that well against them in the regular season. But I would love to see Panarin's numbers in those games, and then you could probably extrapolate that or project it onto what's happening here, because he's a guy that likes to stretch pass and do the hangly dangly, and then Florida is just going to stick a poke check in there or push him off the puck, and then there you go. So, like I said, I'm not surprised by this. I just they have got to find a way to continue to put speed through the neutral zone. That's where they're most successful.
I think they got to do what Lafreniere's doing. Get him into the center, just fucking power through. And I think that's not really Panarin's game anyway. But I mean, look at Lafreniere, who dangles just as much as Panarin does, and he's been successful so far this postseason. But I want to say, because it's getting late, we've been on for about 30 minutes now. But let's say going into Game 5, series tied 2-2, heading back to the Garden Thursday night. What are you guys thinking? How do you guys feel about Game 5 right now?
I mean, I like I just said, I think the power play is starting to find a little life if they can.
Which is good.
Yeah, I mean, that's Shesterkin's playing well. I think by all accounts, the defense is playing fairly well. I wouldn't say it's excellent, but Florida's not getting a lot of opportunities. It's
quality opportunities.
I wouldn't even say it's winning the battles along the boards. It's just when you get the puck, knowing what to do with it. I want to see crisp exits from the defensive zone and speed through the neutral zone. That's what I want to see. Like, you saw a little bit of it in the first period, and then everybody, the ice tilts or whatever you want to call it. And but I want to see the crisp pass and knowing what to do whenever you do get the puck, because it looks like a shit show right now. They get the puck, and then they have no idea where to go with it once they get it. And I don't know if it's because they're tired or whatever you want to call it, but I want to see good exit plans, and I want to see pressure through the middle of the ice. That's when you enter the zone. Don't try to play into their game. Use the speed. If you need to, get Hedel back out there. At least he's fast.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather see Hedel than Blake Wheeler. I understand the move, thinking that maybe Blake Wheeler gets out there and generates some kind of like, hey, guys, I'm back. I'm going to go, balls to the wall, 110%. I'm going to go play, like a guy with his hair on fire. Yeah. You think maybe that gets something going and creates a spark. So I'm fine with it, but I'd rather see Hedel out there than Wheeler. He gives us just a little bit of extra step and oomph in the offensive way. And That's one thing that the Rangers have missed all year. That last year, Capo started to come on with the kid line because he was playing with Hedel, who was flying around all over the place and generating scoring opportunities. And Kako was getting a good mix of passes to where he's just in front of the net, getting that one touch across the crease, putting the puck in, and the other half of garbage goals, or setting up Hedel, with a scoring opportunity, or Lafreniere. The kid line worked well. Hedel not being in the lineup all year definitely hurt Kako as far as offensively, goes. I got like a bug flying around, it's pissing me off. I think maybe if you can generate something with Hedel and you can get Kako going again, but at the same time, it's like we need Zibanejad to do well. And I keep pitching about Zibanejad. The last thing I want to do is actually bench Zibanejad, right? Like I'm throwing crazy, angry rants out there, like fucking sit this guy down and do something about it. In reality, all I want somebody to do is give that man a hug and tell him we need you. Like, please show up. Like that's all we want.
Just
I agree.
give us one.
He's got to be there. I mean, he had a couple of opportunities in the power play too. Obviously he missed the off the post. That's a little puck luck too. If that puck bounces a certain way, it goes into the net.
He had another opportunity too.
He did another opportunity too. I think it was pass off Kreider late in the game. Mm-hmm. So about that one. There's also one of the power plays. So one of the power plays, he had an opportunity that was.
Let's call it what it is.
One timers, and he just didn't. He didn't field the puck cleanly, and he didn't get everything on it. So
let's call it what it is, dude. That Florida goal that fucking is on the side of the net and somehow ekes through Igor's skate, and we can't keep it out of the net. Like, is that the dominance you're sitting there telling me, ESPN, that the Panthers are putting on the Rangers?
Yeah.
A bullshit garbage. Like that shouldn't have even gone in. That low percentage chance of that going in. That's the dominance you're insisting that the Rangers are lucky to be in this game on, because if that doesn't go in, the Rangers win this game 2-1 in the fucking third period.
Well, no, even the other one that it bounced, it hit Shesterkin, and then it hit Lindgren's head,
helmet,
and then it hits
back up
Verhaeghe's shoulder, and then pops straight up in the air, and then he smacks it out of the air. I'm like, that's what we had. We're gonna dump all the praise on Florida for a ping pong goal, and
but that's what they have. They don't have finesse. They're not gonna generate that fucking one touch pass, one timer goal. That's not their game. Their game is to just go out there and bull rush you and try to get you to submit in your own offensive zone, make a mistake. They're going to take the puck and just keep throwing at the net and try to get that bad bounce goal. That's what they do. And the Rangers are allowing them to do it.
They had that one goal that looked like an actual hockey play, which was the overtime goal, the tic-tac. I mean, it was a nice play, tic-tac-toe, bang.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
I mean, that looked like a hockey play, not, a rugby scrum where the puck is spinning sideways and, scutters into the net, or, freaking cricket game where the ball, the damn thing's bouncing up in the air and somebody slaps it in. Like that's the part that frustrates me the most, is that they look how dominant they are. And I'm like, look at the goals they're scoring.
Yeah. And I think it's too, like, Sam Reinhart should not be that wide open on a power play. Guy scored 27 power play goals in the regular season. You really don't want him to be wide open, and there he is just.
Well, Trouba was pinched. Trouba was trapped. He was way up at the blue line. And we know,
it's just either way. It's just it's him being that wide open. Granted, whatever way it happens, I'm not blaming anyone for it. I'm just saying, for him being that wide open on a power play, you knew as soon as that play went to him, you're like, this game's over. Knew it was fun.
And you just on the PK they're going to be challenging the blue line.
Mm-hmm.
For the Panthers, whenever we're on the power play, are going to challenge the blue line. That's what they do. And so you can see our guys just shitting their God. By the way, what a fucking move by Adam Fox on the Lafreniere. What a play that was.
Yeah, that was a
I mean, Florida doesn't have that in the bag. I'm sorry. That little spin backhander, Laffy slaps it out of the air. Like, that was just filthy.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know it because Sean McDonough's in the call and he's upset because it's a tie game now.
Yeah, that goal was so sick. The move, I was like, "There's Adam Fox." That was something there.
Yeah,
dude, listen, it's. I hope the Rangers.
My game 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you still? My bad.
I didn't get to do it. No, I'm just to say the power play's been good. I think the power play needs to continue being strong. I think that's a key to this game. And obviously Igor just standing on his head. I mean, it's just game 5. I think in the Garden, I think gives him an extra little boost. Obviously, I'm going to reiterate what you guys are saying. You need that production from Zibanejad and Aaron. If we don't get that, we're in some serious trouble. But I feel like coming out in game 5, I feel like the Garden's going to be electric. I feel like the Rangers take it. I don't care. I'm going to say it now.
I want him to get a shutout so bad.
Dude, if you watch the West Coast game, if you watch that the last game with Dallas where Jason Robertson gets a hat trick, like you lean on your goal scorer and he wins the game for you. And the Rangers can't seem to do that. And we have the odd job of heroes that should not be our offensive heroes. And while I sit here and I'm grateful for them and I appreciate it, it just doesn't make you can't be sitting here thinking that like, oh, let's really lean on Goudreau to get us another win.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like that's insanity that we're not sitting here talking about Panarin fucking putting 15 shots on goal a game and having a goal a game or, you know, at least a goal and assist, something to generate that like push past Florida and out finessing them. And our guy is doing, you know, circle eights out there.
And I think he was successful during the regular season because he put the puck on the net more often than he used to. He's not shoot as much. He's looking for the pass, looking for the assist. And I think this year, Lavalette must have been like, just shoot it, dude. You got fucking talent. Just shoot the puck. I don't give a shit how many times you miss it. You put that puck towards the net. And I think he needs to get back to that. And if he gets back to that mentality, I think the Rangers will be whoever's there. Hopefully they'll clean it up. Maybe get some rebounds or whatever it might be. But they need that mentality back. They need that. They need that bald. I'm going to say Igor. They need that bald Artemi Panarin back. Let's go back. Let's get there. Shave his head. Shave his beard. I don't give a shit if it's bad luck. We need the bald, clean-shaven Artemi Panarin, who was awesome this regular season. And let's just fucking go. Come on, guys. You gotta.
I mean, they can go there and win. They can go there and win. That's, you know, you can win game 5, and then you could win it in game 6. That would suck. I hate when they went on the road, but that would suck. I'd rather them win in 6. But
yeah, me too.
I just want to win it. I don't want to end up having 2 wins and losing like they did against Tampa a couple of years ago. I don't care if it's 7 games. I don't care if it's 6 games or 5. Like, you know, obviously can't be 5 now, but just fucking win the goddamn thing. Get it back to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, this team's just too good to waste this year, because they ran into fucking Florida Panthers who barely generate any offense.
They decide, and the Rangers decide now to just essentially shit the bed and get away from what made them successful all year.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous. And
I think Lavallette's got to get into the fucking those top guys and be like, stop fucking around. Let's
know how to exit the zone when you get the puck. That is the number one thing. You know they're coming. You got to have an exit strategy. That has got to be priority number 1 at the 100%. Garden. When you get the puck from them, you have to know what to do. You got to know where they're going to be. Get in the film room, see what they're doing when we get the puck in a certain area, and then execute a plan and put 3 up on them in the first period.
Which I know they figured it out this year, this game, but then they just went away in periods 2 and 3. But
they still had it figured out until the Mickey Mouse clubhouse goal. That
true.
You know,
Mickey Mouse clubhouse
like
goal.
They had it, and then that squeaker goes in, and then now we got it. Oh, here comes Bennett. Here comes, you know, fucking what's his face, Reinhardt or Verhaeghe, the big guns. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
shut up.
Listen, at this point, it just looks like Florida wants it more. Honestly, it just looks like they want it more. There's zero sense of urgency coming from the Rangers right now. It's almost lackadaisical. It's infuriating to sit here and watch this shit.
Monty fast comments. Jones not playing and breaking up Miller and Trouba pairing. That needs to happen. I mean, Miller and Trouba, I think they played better when they weren't together, right?
Yeah.
The regular season, they weren't together because Trouba obviously was hurt, and then Miller started playing better when Trouba went down.
Yeah, I agree.
Zach Jones is a great player. I think he's going to be a great player, but obviously, I don't think they're calling him up.
It's the same thing, though, right? You need Trouba to be the dude, right? You need him to be the guy, the Trouba train, the person that everybody harps on that, like, oh, this is an illegal hit. You get 5 games. Not the guy that can't even throw a fucking elbow. He can't even get suspended for throwing an elbow because he can't deliver it. Like, he's literally Hulk Hogan coming off the top rope to nobody in the center of the ring when he throws that elbow. Like, come on, dude. Like, at least It's more embarrassing that you didn't get suspended because you fucking couldn't even bring it home. You know what I mean?
That's the point. He's been out of position like that's. But Miller, like I said, he'll do one or two things a game where you're like, but he has been pretty solid. I like Miller.
He has been. He made a nice play on defense a couple times today.
He's been fine. He's been fine, and he's been joining the rush a little bit more, which I like. But Ron Duguay threw something crazy out there. Like, I think you need to bring up Jones and put Miller up on forward and play him as the wing. And that's not everybody shit on him, and that's not the craziest thing I've ever heard.
No,
because Miller has speed.
Yes,
he has speed. He's a big boy, and he can bang bodies. So if you're going to tell him, dude, every puck that's along let's say he plays right wing, along the right side of the ice, you go after and you bang bodies and you skate as hard as you can because you're not on defense and you have two guys behind you. That's not the craziest thing in the world. Like,
no.
Ron Duguay received way too much shit for that. Like, I understand it's unorthodox, but you never know, dude. It was unorthodox for the Rangers to pull fucking Igor with 4.5 minutes left in the outdoor game against the Islanders, and that shit worked.
Yeah, I'd do it.
But I'm telling you, when him or Schneider is barreling up the neutral zone, and I'm like, holy shit, he's about to go.
They can control the puck through the neutral zone, which our fucking top six forwards can't.
Florida,
yeah, that's true.
Florida is just flummoxed whenever Miller comes flying up or Schneider. I saw him do it a couple of times tonight. It was like, here comes Schneider, here comes Miller, and then they gain the zone, and Florida's just like, what the hell was that? Yeah. You could see him scrambling.
Dress 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Honestly, at this point, the way that the fourth line kind of gets broken up and barely plays, and it could work, but it's insane. It's like it's. I don't want to be the guy to sit here and defend something like that because I understand that that's not the norm, but at the same time, anything to spark this team might work. It's just I wouldn't mind seeing Miller carrying a puck through the fucking offensive zone.
What do you want to see? We need to I need to go get a ghost crab while I'm running on. I'll put the ghost crab on the treadmill.
Ghost crab on the treadmill.
That thing run laps.
An hour and a half.
What do you think, Lonnie? What's Game 5 need? What do we need? You tell us.
Goals. Pain.
Yes.
He scored 5 again. He scored 5 goals again. I mean, I thought they were scoring more than that. I honestly thought they were going to score at least 4.
The way the Rangers came out in the first period, I thought this was going to be like they started showing flashes of what made them great in the regular season, and then it disappeared.
Laughing needs more, man. He's playing his ass off.
Dude, he off, yes. 100%, dude. He is once again like all the credit in the world to Lafreniere because he is definitely the guy we want him to be when we drafted him. And just like Barclay Goodrow is, no one can sit here right now and be like, "Oh yeah, he's not worth the draft," or Barclay Goodrow, he's not worth the money. Both of these guys are saving the Rangers' asses right now on top of Igor Shesterkin. And Trocheck is the only consistent player game in and game out on the top 2 lines. Like top 2 lines, game in and game out, you're getting the very best from Trocheck. And it seems like, listen, I noticed Kreider playing his game a little more tonight. And we've been very critical of Chris Kreider because he has those games where he takes off and he's not standing in front of Bobrovsky. He's standing off the side post. And it's like, dude, no, you have to get beaten up a little bit. Like, unfortunately, that's your game, bro. And like, of all times to stop doing it, it ain't the playoffs. So, but Trocheck, every game, if you put the puck on his stick, he's going to generate at least a high chance of a goal scoring, if not scoring a goal.
Yeah.
I do want to say we've been going a little long and it's getting late. East Coast time. I'm tired. But all right, guys. Obviously this has been fun. Like we said, we're here after every Ranger game. AK's been joining us.
Yeah,
it's been out. We appreciate Lonnie. Lonnie's got one more comment before we end here. Maybe it's going to bring up the love affair of Mika and Kreids. I 100% agree. I think Kreids should be. I think not Kreids. I think Mika should be dropped to at least the 3rd or 4th line and just teach him a fucking lesson. We're not going to bench him like TJ wants, but teach him
I don't really want that. I'm just venting. This is a vent fest. I know, this is a bitch fest. We're crying about it.
To a lower line. If you move to like a 3rd or 4th line, be like, now you're fucking playing here. Or earn it back. You want to be a top guy? fucking earn it back.
They can't do this to us again. They just can't do it.
No, you can't. And especially with Mika being on the power play, and it's just like, dude, you're up a man. Like, and I know we finally cashed one in tonight, but it needs to be more crisp. It needs to be just
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Somehow you have to send a message to this dude. It doesn't have to be a benching because that's going to end up hurting us, and you want to get this guy going somehow. But like, other than walking in and giving him a chair shot, WWE style, and like, you know, giving him finger, pouring a beer on him, be like, let's go do something. Like, I don't know what else there is to do.
I got flashbacks. I'm like, all right, we're losing offensive or, you know, defensive zone faceoffs. Shesterkin's standing on his head. The other team wants it more, and we can't get any shots. I'm like, oh my gosh, not again. We can't let this happen again.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's 2-2. At least it wasn't. We're not getting the reverse sweep like we did last time. It was 2-0, and then we lost 4 straight. So, listen, at least we won one of them in the middle there. But
nobody's throwing the nooses over the tree limb in the backyard and getting ready to hang themselves. You know what I mean? We're fine. It's just we're Ranger fans. We're scared shitless every game. We're never gonna sit there and like even in the Capital series, I'm like, we're up 3 games, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not counting anything out. Let's not do that. Like people are touching the money already, and I'm like, everybody shut the fuck up, please. Stop it. Yeah. Don't do this.
But all right, well, guys, it was great as always.
AK, thank you very much for joining us. Check out the Milligo podcast. I mean, I want to see Igor Shesterkin on the treadmill with you.
Oh
I do.
My gosh,
it needs to happen.
That'll happen. I will ride down there before the Sailing Cup starts, and I will get a ghost grab with my son.
All right. Well, hopefully we were 2 wins away, like we were in 2022. Hopefully this ends a lot better than back then. But right now, like as you said, it's feeling a little like 2022. But I have a feeling this Ranger team is going to pull it out. I have confidence in Game 5, despite what we saw today. I don't give a shit about that tilted ice that Sean McDonough and Ray Ferraro want to talk about, and all the bullshit Rangers being dirty and fuck them, fuck ESPN, fuck Emily Kaplan too. Stop.
Emily Kaplan's out. Emily Kaplan's out, and shout out to the hater that made a fucking bullshit account on Twitter just to try to troll us because we fucking blocked them. Thank you so much for letting us live rent free in your head.
That was Emily Kaplan herself.
It definitely was Emily Kaplan. She's pissed that we're shitting on her and her mid fucking period interviews. Hey, like our question in the second period was, how are you going to get a goal past Igor Shesterkin? And I just wanted what's his face, Maurice, to be like, we've been trying to figure that fucking out for the past 3 games. Can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Well, don't worry, we'll figure it out. Like
isn't that the question of questions? Like, how do you get a goal past him? We don't fucking know. This guy's an all-star for a reason.
Hey, coach, game is tied. Any keys to victory here?
Well, what would you like to see the outcome of the game be? Winning? I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to see what happens next if it's a tie game right now. What do you want to see that? I don't know. My team score a goal to break the fucking tie. Like
the fire alarm's going off. Should we leave the building? I don't know, Emily.
Yeah,
we're all fucking leaving. You can stay here.
But anyway, thank you for joining us. Billy Goats Podcast. Check them out on that Sports Podcast Network. And me and TJ, Scoreboard Addicts Podcast. We're here after every Rangers game, win or lose, until the end of the season. Hopefully
happy birthday, Nick. He's not with us tonight. He was enduring family over his house on his birthday. They couldn't even pull a win for his birthday. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm going to catch so much hell tomorrow night on our show.
Yeah.
The group chat was letting me at Bob Borowski outplayed Shesterkin. It's a must win. They were letting me have it. I'm just. He got beat club high. He's not elite. I'm like, oh my god,
that's just ridiculous. Like, let's slow the roll. Like, you want to troll, it's fine, but you can't throw out erroneous like Igor Shesterkin should not be in the NHL. Oh my god, he's the worst. Like, come on.
And also check us out every Thursday, 8 p.m. I think we're not going to be on this Thursday because the Ranger games are playing, so we'll be on right after the Ranger game with a full, complete Scoreboard Addicts show, recapping the Rangers game and also covering all the New York sports as we usually do. So check us out. We'll see you then. AK, TJ, thanks again to AK for joining us. Game 5 is a must win. I mean, you do not want to go back to Florida down 3-2. So let's go. Let's get the win in Game 5.
God, no.
And let's go. Let's go Rangers.
That's it. Let's go Rangers. Good night, guys.
Come on.